At a certain hospital, 45 patients have lung cancer, 35 patients smoke, 30 have lung cancer and smoke. Suppose the hospital contains 225 patients. If a patient chosen at random is known to smoke, what is the probability that the patient has lung cancer? Okay, this is a more difficult question. What I'm noticing is this part right here. Patient chosen at random is known to smoke. What's the probability that they have lung cancer? That's given information. When you're given something, like when they're asking you a probability, but they're giving you some information, they're saying, we have a person that is known to smoke. So it's we know something. We have a patient and we know they're a patient who smokes. What's the probability that they have lung cancer? So when you have given information, it's going to be easier to make a table. Than a tree. You can do it with a tree. There is a method by which you can make a tree, but a table is going to be an easier way to go. So let me show you how to make a table. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to make a table. So let's do that. So I'm going to say like that. All right, make a table here. Okay, and I'm going to put some information on here that we need. So specifically, they're telling us what are the characteristics we're looking at on this problem. Well, the first one talks about whether the patient has lung cancer or not. Do they have lung cancer? So I'll say lung cancer. And what's the opposite of that? No lung cancer. So lung cancer or no lung cancer. And then on the other characteristics, you put one characteristic going down the side and then another characteristic going across the top. What's the other characteristic? Well, it's about whether they smoke or not. So this would be smoke and do not smoke. Smoke and do not smoke. So now let's see what kind of information we can put in the boxes. What does it say? 45 patients have lung cancer. Can I put that 45 right there? No, that wouldn't be right, because that's 45 patients who, if you put a 45 there, you're saying 45 people both smoke and have lung cancer. See how that's the intersection of smoke and lung cancer? That'd be 45 of their patients are smokers who have lung cancer. That's not what they said. They said 45 patients have lung cancer. Some of them smoke, some of them don't. We can't put that there. The 45 has to go out here because it's the total amount of lung cancer patients. So that's what we have to do. Next fact, 35 patients smoke. That'll go down here because, again, it can't go here because 35 right there would mean 35 smoke who have lung cancer. It can't go here. That'd be 35 smoke who don't have lung cancer. They're not telling us that. They're just telling us that there is a total of 35 people who smoke. So that goes at the bottom down there. So now we can take it from here. What's next? 30 have lung cancer and smoke. Now that goes right there. 30 have lung cancer and they smoke. So that's the 30 right there. Now, what else can I do? Can I figure out the number here? If there's 30 here, what's there got to be here to make 35 total? It's got to be 5, doesn't it? You see that? So this is going to be 5. And that makes 35 total. So there's 30 among the smokers. 30 have lung cancer, 5 do not, making 35 total smokers. And what number goes here? 30 plus what is 45? Well, you know, right? We're going to put it back in. It's got to be 15. 30 plus 15. So among the lung cancer patients, 30 are those who smoked and 15 did not smoke, making 45 total lung cancer patients. See how that's correct? And now we have the last box. What goes there? How are we going to figure that out? What in the world goes there? Well, they told us there's 225 patients total. We haven't used that fact yet. So 225 total patients. So that means that we can add up this number, and this number. See, all the numbers in this box must total 225. Why? What about the numbers on the outside? The numbers on the outside are just totals of the numbers on the inside, right? The 30 and 15 make 45. Right? Those 45 are already counted in the 30 and the 15. And these 35 are just a summing up of 30 and 15. So the box has everybody, and what's outside the box are just totals of the things in the box. And they're telling us there's 225 total patients. So if I take 225 and I subtract 30, subtract 15, and subtract 5, right? The three numbers that we have in the boxes, what does that leave us? It's at 175 in the last box. That means this box has to be 175. Now the whole box adds up to 225. So that's nice. Now I can get the totals. These add up to be 180. Adding up 5 and 175 to be 180. And then 15 and 175 make what right there? If we add that up, that's, what is that? 190. Good, there we go. So there's all the totals and all the box. Now we're ready to answer their question. What is their question? If a patient is chosen at random, if a patient chosen at random is known to smoke, what's the probability they have lung cancer? Okay, so the probability that a smoker has lung cancer, that's what they're asking. You grab a patient who's a smoker, right? Person known to smoke. What's the probability that they have lung cancer? Well, that means you're talking about this group of people, aren't you? Because those are the smokers. In fact, let me just circle it permanent like. There we go. We're talking about that group of people. We're not talking about these people, are we? Because those are people that don't smoke. We're talking about the smokers, right? The person's a smoker. So if you grab a smoker, if you grab one of those 35 smokers at random, right? If you grab a smoker, what's the chance they have lung cancer? Well, out of the 35 smokers, how many actually have lung cancer? 30. 30 out of 35. So now we reduce that fraction, divide top and bottom by 5, and we get 6/7. So the probability is 6/7 for that question. So that was not an easy question to answer. We had to make a table carefully and then look carefully at just the smokers in that table. Among the 35 smokers, 30 had lung cancer. There we go.